In 2028, I want to be in Canada. What am I going to do with my 2027? Even as we go into the new year, right? This can be a decision that you can make for yourself.
It can be a new year.
It can be a new year resolution. Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you're new here and you see my face for the first time, my name is Titilayo and I'm a YouTuber based in Canada. So we're starting off from where we left our yesterday's video. I'm here with my husband, Mr. O. He's going to be sharing his experience with us because we came to Canada about a year ago, over a year ago actually, and we came through the French category based routes. So we're trying to put out this video to encourage people that are still interested in coming to Canada but don't know how to come to Canada. Amidst all this immigration wahala all over the world, if you get this French thing, if you are able to get it done, it's almost guaranteed that you might find yourself in Canada. Disclaimer, I'm not an immigration consultant. I'm just we're just sharing. I just feel like we need to share our experience. We don't want to keep this thing to ourselves, or maybe just to friends and family. We can use the YouTube to encourage one or two people that are interested in coming. So we started the series yesterday by way of introduction, and what the series is going to be like, I'm going to be asking my husband a couple of questions and he's going to be answering us. His time is very valuable, so you guys subscribe to the channel, and so that more people can see the video and YouTube can show people the video and the channel can grow. So yesterday we talked about why you learned the French language in the first place. So I'll just do a recap. So my husband was interested in learning French because he had a colleague at work that spoke French and he was interested in learning another language. But by the time he got to the place where he wanted to learn the French, at that time we're living in Nigeria, Ibadan to be precise, Ibadan. Ibadan, Oyo State. That's where we're living. So my husband went to learn. He went and learned the French in where did you learn it, baby?
Alliance Française.
Alliance Française. So today the first question I'll ask you today is, first day you got into class to learn French as a language, having no previous experience. It's not like the language, you don't know she will make it clear now, you didn't know the language at all.
Yes.
So he didn't know the language at all. So we're going to be hearing from him. How did you feel the very first day? What was your impression? Did you think it was something you could go on with, or take it away?
All right, thank you. My first impression when I entered into that class and I heard the language being spoken was, I was confused. I wasn't just confused, I was also discouraged because I didn't anticipate that it was going to be that difficult to understand. It was so bad, even though it was a beginner class and they tried as much as possible to mix English with French. I was still lost. I couldn't place my head around what was being taught, what was being discussed. And so from that first day, I started to doubt if I wanted to continue with this, if this wasn't going to be a waste of my time. However, I stuck to it because with each day, it got a little bit better. I got a little bit used to the words I was hearing.
Yeah.
And then, with time, everything started to gel.
Yeah. So this is to encourage some people, because I can imagine going into a class and they are just speaking, because when you come home that time, you usually tell me that the teacher sometimes will just be speaking the language and you don't even know. It's just like you going into a place, maybe you're a Yoruba person and somebody's just speaking Hausa or speaking Spanish or just speaking one language, and you're like, how am I supposed to comprehend this thing? And the way you were able to eventually learn the language is just, to me, as a person that was with you when you didn't know anything, and now to somebody that speaks the language is like mind-blowing. So take us through, how long did it take you to eventually start saying the language started making a bit of sense from the day you started learning?
Okay, so from the day I started learning till
Yeah.
the time where I can say, it started to make a little bit of sense, it was around a month or two into the classes and
Okay.
into the learnings. Then I started to pick one or two things, because French has a lot of similarity with English in terms of the words, though the pronunciation might just be a little bit different. But I started to pick a little bit of things while in class, but the overall understanding and being able to produce the language, to be able to use the language and to be spontaneous, that took a little while. I would say roughly about a year and a half it took for me. But I know my situation was quite different. I was working, I had a family, so it wasn't that easy for me to immerse myself and put all my effort in. However, if you have all the time, there are chances that you can do it in around 9 months or thereabout. So
we are looking at about, for someone that is a fast learner, let's say around 9 months to about a year.
Yes, you can get to the level that is required for you to pass
to attempt the exam.
To come to Canada.
So, and I also wanted to mention, because some things I'll remember and maybe you can't remember, is the fact that you were one of the oldest person in that class.
Yes,
I know there were older people, but you were one of the more matured person in that class. You were in a class with very young people that wanted to learn the language, and you were not ashamed to go in there. And probably sometimes there were people that were ahead of you in learning the language, because they had a bit more time to commit to learning the language. In fact, I'm not going to mention anybody's name, but there was somebody in your class that dedicated themselves to the language, because the person wanted to come to Canada. The person actually dedicated themselves to the language, left every other thing, focused on it, and now the person even came to Canada before us. So like, it is doable, right? It's doable. So what do you want to say? Like, do you have to have a passion to learn the language, or do you think someone that just wants to come to Canada can just develop the passion?
It's an individual thing. The answer to your question can be a yes or can be a no, depending on the individual. I'll say if you are really passionate with learning languages, it might be a plus for you to go ahead and chase that dream as well. And if you don't even have passion for languages,
but you have passion to come to Canada,
you have the drive to make something
to immigrate,
your situation and immigrate to Canada, you can also drive yourself through that means. Either way, it is not an easy journey, but it is achievable. I think one of the reasons why I felt a bit discouraged at the time I was doing mine was that I didn't really know anyone who went through that journey and came out successfully. But it made me feel like, am I wasting my time? But you guys are lucky to be listening to somebody.
Sorry to cut you short. I remember continuously asking you that, have you seen someone that wrote this exam and passed, including your teachers at that time? And the answer was almost a no, right?
No, the answer was usually a no, because you hear stories, but you don't really know someone. And the fact that we're having this conversation today is a plus for those who are listening and who want to go to this kind of journey, is to hear someone who actually did it and is telling you that you can also do it. So
you are hearing directly from somebody who didn't understand the language from anywhere, and now we're in Canada because of that, right? And maybe if we didn't do French, do you think we'll be in Canada now?
I don't think so. No, the answer is, to be honest, let's be honest with ourselves. Unless there's something else that came up, but the answer would have been
no.
Would be no.
Yeah.
And we tried everything. We threw everything at it. We tried other means of coming to Canada. But with the criteria for getting those scores was getting lesser
and lesser
because our age was increasing.
Yeah.
And the scores were going higher and higher because a lot more people wanted to come to Canada.
Yeah.
So it was very, very difficult for us to come.
So French was a game changer for us. It was really a game changer for us, because age was not on our side. The provincial nomination, we didn't have family in Canada. So there are some people that they don't have family here. It's just looking like all road is blocked. This is something that you can take up by yourself and determine yourself that, okay, in 2028 I want to be in Canada. What am I going to do with my 2027? Even as we go into the new year, right? This can be a decision that you can make for yourself.
It can be a new year.
It can be a new year resolution. Yeah. So before we conclude this series, I want to talk about the place where you learned, right? You learned in so we advise somebody to do a classroom learning like you did, or online learning, or just to get a tutor that will quickly do. What's your advice?
I will advise you go into classrooms first. That's how you can build a foundation. A lot of people try to do Duolingo and they try to learn on their own, but it takes a heck lot of time to do that. So my advice would be, if you have a target, if you have a 1 year target, get into a school. You probably spend around 8 months thereabouts to go through the learning in class, and then you can consolidate on that for the remaining 4 months and do your own personal study, do your own personal learning. There's a lot you need to do after you get to a certain level to get everything,
to get into the state of writing the actual exam,
the level where you can actually write that exam.
Okay.
And get what you need.
Yeah. So I don't want this video to be too long, and I will encourage you guys to please like this video, subscribe, but most importantly like it, just so that other people can benefit from what we can also share the video to your friends and family who are interested in coming to Canada and they are just confused, they don't know which way to go. So if you want to come legit, this is a route that you can explore. So in our next video, we are going to be discussing the requirements, because some people will just think that, oh, you can just get to that level, write the exam, go and write the exam and just start coming to Canada. There is a score you need to attain, right? And how do you attain that score? What does that score mean? And also we're going to be talking about that in our next video. Thank you so much for watching today's video, and please don't forget to like and subscribe. Watch out for our other videos, and we'll see you guys in our next one. Bye.
A bientôt.
A bientôt.